Hello guys, I'm the Kegman and welcome to Formula 1 Manager 22. So, I want to say thank you to Frontier, number one, for allowing me to have early access to this game. It's a great pleasure, to be fair. It's a great pleasure. If you know me, you know I have played previous motorsport management games in the past, as well as other management games as well, like Football Manager, and I have been excited about this since it was announced. Now, we are playing here a pre-release version. This is the early doors version, shall we say, and the day before release there will be a day one patch, which you guys will be getting. So you're seeing this pre-patch. Obviously, I'm not allowed to put this out before release date. It's all hush hush, shall we say. You can see that I've maybe got a game on the go with Williams. We're not going to carry on from that point. I want to basically get you in the front door with the start of the game as we do it. It's basically what you're going to see the first time you play the game. Before we do that, we're going to do some boring stuff. Well, I say boring stuff depending on what you like. We're going to look at some game settings here. There are, obviously, if you're on PC, people do like some game settings. So let's go have a look. And yeah, easy stuff. Simple life, right? Gameplay, audio, display, graphics, control, and accessibility. Gameplay settings, of course, deals with the team radio and notifications. So basically anything that happens during the race or even qualifying, like Dynamis. So, for example, if there's a crash or there's a spin, it will pause the game if needed. Also slow down the game if needed. Audio-wise, as you can see, I've been messing around with the audio. Hopefully, I've managed to get the levels right so that you can hear myself over, well, all of the game stuff. We want to be able to hear the game stuff, but at the same time, you really want to be able to hear me explain. Maybe you don't want to hear me explaining the game. I don't know. But this is the plan. This is the plan, right? Display-wise, it's pretty simple. You can adjust things. You can see I've got a GeForce GTX 1070. So if you've got slightly older equipment, you can be able to see how it works on your PC and how it works on mine, for example. Graphics-wise, it is set to Ultra, and I seem to handle it quite well, which is quite nice. Controls is obviously, well, as you can see, mouse and keyboard, lock cursor one window, lock cursor one full screen, if you want to. So, accessibility as well. I want to point this one out. I am using the alternative UI color to deal with deuteranopia, which is a type of color blindness. It is the most common form of color blindness out there. I don't suffer with it. But I want to put this on there for anyone who is watching, and I thought this might just make life easier for you if we do this. So that's what we've done. There is also the option for protanopia and tritanopia, as well as the default setting, which is there. We're going to stick it with tutor. There is mono audio if needed. Subtitles I've turned on for you, so there we are. And mute background noises during conversations, because, well, we all get distracted from time to time. There is a newsletter sign up if you want to do that. Credits up here, which we won't be looking at today. I do apologise. But we're going to start a new career. There you go. So, when you start a new game, you are presented with this screen here. You've got a rundown of all the teams, season objectives, long-term objectives, starting balance, obviously the team rating as well, from a scale of 1 to 5, and in between. You then get a breakdown of their team performance, so based on their car, their drivers, their staff, all of the good stuff. The employees that are currently there, so your car 1, your car 2, your reserve, as well as your technical staff, background staff, and a bit of information about the team itself. Now, I've been doing Williams in my own time, semi-successfully. Like, we're not bottom. I mean, we are bottom. We've got no points. But I mean, we're not like coming last in races, which is pretty good for Williams. Let's face it. I feel like working with something like Alpine.
Alpine was a new name in 2021, bringing F1 drivers Fernando Alonso and Esteban Ocon back into the spotlight. Alpine finished the 2021 season in 5th place in the constructors' standings, with their first race win secured by Ocon at the Hungarian Grand Prix. 2022 will be a formative season for Alpine as they return with the tried and trusted driver pairing of Alonso and Ocon. In a few years' time, with the right leadership, they could well become championship contenders.
So we're going to go with Alpine. They're kind of middle of the road. They've got a decent balance. Season objective is to finish 4th. They're 3rd on the team rating. And let's face it, pink is a great colour. So we're going to go with Alpine. The team name won't be Team Principal, or my name, shall I say? My name as the Team Principal shall be Kegman, of course it shall. So Kegman there. I'm going to turn the first time guidance off. I'm going to attempt to talk you through how things work, if I can remember. It is very much like the other racing management game, shall we say. So, yeah, you're presented to a screen here. Basic rundown, upcoming events, sponsor obligations, aerodynamic testing, all the good stuff, as well as then your basic stuff we've just seen. There is, of course, the listing based on drivers and teams, your standings, a notification of what the next race is, and who our first and second car drivers are. We have an inbox, a calendar, circuits, race cars, drivers, staff, facilities, board, finances, and standings along the bottom. And our continue button, like all good management games, is in the top right hand corner. Inbox wise, it's just Audrey Mensa saying welcome to the team. Just so you know, Audrey Mensa is your senior engineer no matter which team you're at. She is not limited to just Alpine. She's at Williams as well, or whoever you go with. So thank you very much, Audrey, for welcoming us to the team. Calendar is very simple. Little icons here showing what's what. Sponsorship obligation there. Pre-season testing. Aerodynamic testing period, and obviously qualifying sessions, race day, practice, all of the good stuff. Circuit wise gives you a rundown. That's obviously an overview of what's going on. Also shows you lap records. So if you're the kind of person who wants to go out and set a new lap record, here is your target. This is where you know you need to be. This is what you know you need to be gunning for. Chances of rain, all of the good stuff. And when you get an accurate forecast, so 2 weeks, for example, for the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. We do this on the race day. We'll do that in a moment. Cars, you can give a rundown, a basic build of car 1, car 2, your car analysis, and car part development, as well as the warehouse, which shows you what parts you have available and how many you have available. Drivers is fairly self-explanatory. You can scout for new drivers. I'm not thinking we need to with Alonso, Ocon, and Piastri in reserve, so we're going to stick with that. Staff-wise, again, our staff isn't too bad, but you can go ahead and scout new staff, engineering team, all that good stuff, and facilities. We can build up on new facilities, which we may actually start by doing in a moment. Boardroom gives you a rundown of the board confidence. At the moment, they're happy. The board confidence is medium satisfied with our performance objectives and very happy with the finances. They want to win the Constructors' Championship as a long-term objective. The board budget shows what we've got currently, what's going in. Team rating shows you how we can build up the team rating, where it currently stands, how it stands, what you can do to improve it, and the profile as well, how we've done during our career as team principal. Finance is pretty self-explanatory. It's your ins and outs, including your sponsorship. I would like to see, personally, I'd like to see a bit more on the sponsorship side of things. I'd like to see who are sponsoring us, for example, but it doesn't seem to be something that I have found so far. But it's still pretty damn good, and obviously standings just is your overall standings. So let's get into car part development, because we are going to want to improve this car straight away, and we're going to work on a new project. So if we go to warehouse, we can see we've got all the different parts here: powertrain, ERS, gearbox, chassis. We've got 4 chassis of the A22C1. We've got 6 front wings. We've got 6 rear wings, 4 side pods, 4 underfloors. And we've got 4 suspensions of one type, and we've got 1 of a slightly better type, which is currently in production, if I remember correctly. So if we go into car part development and current projects, there is no current. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. We'll go ahead and attach that in a second to. So if we go into change, and we will install this new suspension on car 1. So I don't know, if we go here, you can see where it dips down. So yellow here. If we were to install the old one, from 389.53 kilometers per hour to 389.52 kilometers per hour in DRS, big changes there. And the low speed cornering and dirty air, low, medium, and high speed cornering would suffer as well. It's not huge improvements, but we might as well take it. We are going to go ahead and develop, and we're going to probably manufacture as well some new suspension. I think we're going to go with a rear wing. So this is how it looks when we get when we get to a rear wing. It shows you what will work at the moment, how it'll improve based on current. If you were just to build a new rear wing without putting anything else into it, this is how it improve. So you go up from 373.77 to 373.82 kilometers per hour. Your low-speed cornering, high-speed cornering improve. TRS top speed improve, and dirty air cornering improve. We can adjust this by putting in CFD MAU hours and wind tunnel hours, and you can see we've got a certain amount remaining for both of these. If we were to then put half of the hours into, so if we went from 5.4 to 2.7, we could see that this would improve a fair bit more. And again, we'll go from 72, we'll go to 36 hours. You can see that there are marginal improvements, including drag reduction underneath here. So drag reduction, greatly improved. Downforce, improved. Airflow and DRS delta is improved, as well as all of these things here. We are going to go ahead with this rear wing. We can set a different focus, so focus presets we've balanced. We've got optimized aerodynamics. Obviously, these will all change as well. Low speed performance, the high speed drops down, but the lower speed goes up. High speed performance, again, low speed dirty coring goes down, everything else goes up. And balanced. Now, I would like to go with balanced because I would like to be able to use this on most tracks. And we're going to go continue there. Now, we have 10 engineers available to us. We're going to use 5 of them on this. It will take 36 days as it stands, and we can approach this rushed or intense. Now, the difference between these two is that, or we can just go with normal, of course. Your engineers will finish projects since they can without rushing. If we were to go rushed, it would be quicker. Price would go up a little bit. Your engineers put in extra hours to finish a project. It would mean higher cost for a fast completion time, but lower expertise gained. So they won't gain knowledge in rear wing development as quickly. If we were to go intense, they'd put the extra hours in. It would cost more, quite a bit more as well, and they would gain greater car part expertise. When it came to future designing of rear wings. Now, I don't know if you can see the difference in price here. So cost approach 0, 350,000, 1.4 million. I'm going to go with rushed. I would like this wing ready ASAP. Now, it will be a couple of races before we can get this wing, but it'll be very useful to have. Also, we can drop the time down. If we were to put in 6 engineers on this, we can gain another day. I'm going to stick with 5. I want to make 5 engineers available. We're going to make a second new part. So let's continue on that. And let's go in and design, what do we design now? I'm thinking maybe side pods. I don't know why, I'm just thinking side pods. So we're going to put in the remaining hours on side pods. So 2.7 and another 34 here. And it doesn't bring up our top speed dramatically, does it? 373.8, 2.46. The drag reduction is huge, though. Engine cooling is pretty massive too. Engine cooling, yes. I mean, you know, these are all good. These are all good. We are going to go with this. So I think we'll go to side pods. Now we're going to go with race performance. Do we want engine cooling or do we want race performance? The questions to ask. Optimized. Optimized cooling. What's the difference between optimized cooling and balanced? Just looking here, it's top speed mostly by the looks of things. There's a little bit in the dirty air, but that is huge. I think it's worth taking optimized cooling because that is dramatic on the engine cooling. Let's take the optimized cooling. We'll continue there. We'll put the 5 engineers into this. It will take 34 days. We're going to go rush for 23 days. And confirm that. So we've just spent around about £2 million, if I remember rightly, on new parts. We are going to develop, my bad, suspension. We're going to manufacture on rush a further 3 suspensions. So first car part will take 4 days, then 9 days and 13 days for each one. This is so we can get some improved suspension on car 2. And we're going to confirm that for 225,000. So, new parts on the go. If we go to current project, you can see we've got the rear wings, the side pods, and the suspension all building and working fast. Research projects will take a little bit of time before we can start doing that. Let's have a look at our facilities. Car development facilities, the CFD simulator. Now, we can spend £10 million or $10 million upgrading this. It will take 48 days. And airflow, so effect gained per unit of testing, Airflow middle, downforce, drag reduction, DRS delta, airflow sensitivity, and airflow front. Now they seem like quite drastic improvements. Almost they are doubled. So there is that option. Car part test center, engine cooling, brake cooling. So these will obviously hit individual things here. Design center. What does design center do? Project capacity. Car part design from 2 to 3. Engineer capacity will stay the same at 10. That's 11.5. And factory project capacity from 3 to 4. Development speed. Ooh, but it takes 100 days to complete. Now the factory may be worth going for. Team hub. Ooh, you don't have a team hub. Team attractiveness up 15% or plus 15 points. 2 for morale and weekly experience gain. I think we need to build the hub straight away. Race simulator for 1.9. Experience gain for plus 20% to plus 40%. 1.9 million 15 days. Again, I think we're going to spend money there. And scouting department, we go from scout capacity from 3 to 4. I'm not too worried about scouting just yet. And we don't have a boardroom. Race confidence gain plus 5%. We'll take that because we may cock up. We may cock up. Attractiveness slot until level 2 plus 10%. Well, we're not at level 2 yet. Weather center forecast accuracy. We may want that at some point. Could use that at some point. Tour center income of 13,000. So that will cost 118,000. Take 10 days to build, and it will pay for itself in less than 10 weeks. I feel like that's a sensible purchase. So, with our facilities built, the ones we're going for anyway, with our new cars built, I believe it will be time to click continue. We've still got £33 million there. Let's continue. And we've got inbox stuff here. Car development key staff, Matt Harmon, Dirk De Beer. Good morning, Kegel. I'm going to introduce you to our talented car development team of Matt Harmon, Dirk De Beer. They'll lend expertise, of course. A little too late to negotiate our sponsor obligations. I'm aware. That's fine. And okay, here we go. Maria Zilpa, the personnel officer. Good morning, Keg. We've had an idea for a season kick-off party to bring everyone together to celebrate the team. We'll need a budget approval if we want to go ahead of it. What do you think? Yeah, sure. Party. £10,000. Party on. Let's continue again. So we want to get to this next stage. So our tour centre has been built. Wonderful. Boardroom has been built as well. And we should have... So top speed is 9 for celebration 9. We're not looking too great here. We're not looking too hot. Not looking too hot. So, do we have some new suspension build? Change. There we go. So we've got improved suspension now, which should hopefully help us out a little bit. It is a minor improvement on what we already had. And if we go to current projects, 14 days, 13 days, we'll have some more backup suspension in 3 days. And our first race is in 1 day, race weekend. So, we want to go to race preparation. So, we have performance targets. These are set by the sponsors, effectively. They want us to qualify in 8th. So, we've got to reach Q2 anyway, and we get £133,000. That's fantastic. If we can manage to finish in 8th, we will gain a potential reward of 125,000. If we don't manage that, we lose 31. If we reach Q3, we gain 108,000. If we lose that, we take a £27,000 loss. I'm not going to promise 8th. I will promise we reach Q3 though. We should be able to do that. Race targets. Fastest lap. I am not guaranteeing that. We want to finish at least 10th. So, qualifying position streak. So, if we can manage 10th or higher for 5 races in a row with one driver, then we will get 975,000. If we don't, we lose 243. I want to take that risk, so we will do that. And those are things that's all we need to do. The circuit information there, driver overview. We know what's going on there. Car build. We know what's going on there. So let's go to the race weekend. We'll go through practice 1. And how we look at that.
Welcome to the archipelago of Formula One. Bahrain might have a small land footprint, but it's showing its big spirit right now in the grandstands. Either way, it's time for another fantastic weekend of Grand Prix racing.
Cheers, David. So, we are going to do practice 1. And we want to set this up. So this may seem familiar. Obviously the layout will be slightly different. Maybe if you've played certain games before, you'll know that this layout is fairly familiar. I'm going to just do a couple of little bits here. I'm going to try and take things to the extreme edges. There is a reason to take them to the extreme edges, by the way. And what do I mean by the extreme edges? I should probably explain this to people who don't know. So when you are trying to find your optimal setup, it is worth putting all of these as far over as you can to the end of these blue bits, because as you gain confidence, as you gain knowledge, or your drivers gain knowledge, these blue markers will get smaller and they will come down, and you know you need to get the little white line here in the middle of these blue bits to optimize your race knowledge or your parts knowledge. So we're going to go with this because these are pretty much as far over as I can get without going too mental. We are going to go with softs. We are going to go on 16 laps, and we're going to put the driving options onto 1. I basically want to get the absolute maximum out of the tyres that we're using, basically. So his car is ready. Again, we're going to go to 1 here, 1 there. We're going to go to 18 laps. And we need to mess around with his car setup. So we're going to go to the extreme this way. Yeah, we'll go with that. And we're going to go to practice 1. And we're going to manage practice 1. We will simulate 1 and 2 and 3.
Ready to check.
So we're going to send both drivers straight out.
I think it's okay.
So,
Green light.
as you can see, the graphics here are absolutely stunning, to be fair. If you want to switch from one driver to the other, this is how we do it. You click on them. Easy enough, right? And if you wanted to go to any of the others, you can click on them here. We're going to stick on Alonso. We do have options for camera. We can go for a cockpit view, rear cockpit view, over the shoulder, front wing, or we can do cinematic. We're going to probably stick with cinematic for now. We may occasionally go into the old cockpit here. We do have speed options up to 16. Now, when you get to 4, it will put it onto track mode. You cannot take it off at 4, 8, and 16x. What you can see as you come down here is we've got current timings, obviously the telemetry here. This is their part knowledge, this is their track knowledge. This here is based on the individual parts like front wing, rear wing, pods, etc. Once it finishes to 5, that gives them a basic knowledge on their current setup, and then you can call them in and look at what you need to change to adjust. This is obviously where you call in. This tells you how far away you are from the pit entry. This gives you an idea of how good the car conditions are, and this here means you can change. So if you wanted to go for more aggressive, you can. If you wanted to go a bit harder on the field, you can. And if you wanted to change ERS, again, you can. So that is the basic rundown. We are going to let them run on a 16X, just so we can build up this 0 out of 5. And you can see one over here as well. They're both on 1 out of 5 now. And their confidence will build. You can see here the confidence here, 1 of 5 on the arrows. Because we don't know, we've got question marks. Once we do know, it won't be question marks. So let's run this down to speed 2. We've got some nice cinematic view here. It's a little bit fast. Let's go down to speed 1, so you can see this in a more realistic pace. I say more realistic. I feel like these are going a little bit slow for real life. Personally, maybe. I don't know. It does look very, very good, doesn't it? Hard to believe this is a management game. Beautiful. Okay, so speed 16. 2 out of 5 at the moment. I mean, we're doing alright for times. I mean, this is just qualifying at the end of the day. We don't need to worry about setting record paces. We are obviously dialing back on the pace and the fuel as well. So there's no massive problems there. Let's get us away from calling because we are going to want to call them in at some point. We are at 3 of 5. We are 15 minutes into the session. And we should soon be hearing from our drivers.
How was
So
the
call the
balance?
car in. So car feels pretty good. It looks like we may have done well early doors. But we're going to call him in anyway. Should hear from Alonso in seconds.
How was the balance?
And he's not happy with his.
Very
It's
well.
Alonso, of course he's not happy with his.
Understood.
Alonso's not happy with setup, really? Oh, okay. So this is Alonso we're looking at. Ocon is just behind. You'll probably see his car here in a moment. And we're going to go into reconfigure now. You see they minimise, and we've got okay, we've got 4 bads and 1 good. So we're going to want to keep the good fairly close to where it is currently. And we're going to want to try and move these bads away as much as we can. So my normal go-to here, this is why I tend to do things the way I do them, is to try, at least attempt to, get them a decent way away. As you can see, we've put this over here, this one here, this one here, this one here. The straights are fairly close to good. We don't want it on good. We've got good, great, and optimal. Optimal is where we want it to be. Good just means you're very close to where you need to be. This could be heading towards bad, and over this side could be heading towards bad as well. One of them could be great. So we're going to go with this. We're going to stick with the same tyres. We've barely touched them. We are going to have to run down the amount of laps we're doing on the tyres to... What's the maximum we can do to? 18 apparently. So let's stick with 18. Now it'll take a little bit of time to sort out. It'll take about 4 minutes in real life time. And if we go over here, highest confidence setup is 50% currently. So that's not actually too bad. We've got 4 goods and a bad. We can resolve that. So if we were to... Let's try this. I feel like this is going to be closer to what we want. It's not far enough away from bad. We'll go with this. Run plan, we're going to bring the laps down to 17. We're going to try and stay on the same tyres. And we're going to pump this up to 16. It will take about 4.5 minutes. In real life time, obviously we're going to be pushing on 16 times. It'll be a lot quicker. We are up to 9% car part knowledge and 10% track knowledge. Obviously the longer they're running on the track, the more laps they do, the more knowledge they'll get. But I'm trying to minimise the amount of tyres I use. Don't ask why. I just am. I don't know what kind of race strategy I'm going to go with yet. I am thinking one stopper, because I do like to do a one stopper. It just makes sense, right? If you can manage the tyres and manage the fuel, it really makes sense.
How is the balance?
It feels okay.
So you can see we've actually now got a confidence good
understood.
for our balance over here for Alonso, which is a shocker. We've called him in. We're waiting for Ocon to pipe up.
Oh, they've run wide!
Alright, so let's reconfigure Alonso. And now you can see our drive setup is at 75%. Now we can adjust this a little bit further. 75% is not too bad. It's just going to be a case of minor adjustments now. And I feel this is worth going with. It's worth going with. We are going to switch to new tyres. We're going to go with a run plan of 16 minutes left. It's going to take about 4 minutes. Let's go for 9 laps. We'll put 10 laps worth of fuel in. We are going to go really hard on these. Just waiting on Ocon to give us a response here now.
Okay, Esteban, balance update when you can. Balance update.
So Esteban's happy. Whether it's an improvement on what we've done, or it mean it may be a degrade on what we've done. Let's reconfigure. So 70%, it's the highest confidence setup we've got so far by the looks of things. We're still bad on the oversteer. I'm pretty sure that traction, straights, and cornering need to be in these blue lines here. So if we move the front wing angle down. Okay, so I've done enough to bring the straights into the blue, the traction into the blue. Cornering is not quite, and braking's got these further in. We've also pulled away from the oversteer just that touch more. I imagine this would be an improvement. We are going to go for brand new tyres. We're going to go for 9 laps worth. And we're going to punch it for as hard as we can. We will have to carry on in the next practice on the overall setup. That's fine. We'll get a little bit of time in this practice with the new setup, which should be an improvement. To send out Alonso, we're nearly at the position where we can send out Ocon. There are only 10 minutes left, so we'll be able to get a couple of laps out.
Someone's run wide!
is honestly, I just sit here and look at this game sometimes. It's just amazing. It looks so good. It's a shame I have to look at it this if I want to get through this recording without dying. So Alonso up into 15th based on the current, and we're not even actually gunning this yet. So let's go ahead and gun this and see what kind of speeds we can get when they really give the car some push. 13th and 9th. Wow. Let's see if we can do what we can with 2 full laps. Alonso and Ocon up into 4th and 5th. Alonso into 2nd. Wow. Alonso at the top with Ocon 4th.
We'll get some comments when you're back in the garage and plugged in.
Wow. I was not expecting Alonso to sit at the top. I mean, it's only practice. But that is very nice to see. Okay, so P1 results are in, obviously Alonso top, Ocon in 4th. Other drivers were on mediums, to be fair. So that's going to take into play. We did beat Charles Leclerc and Sergio Perez and Bottas and Hamilton on softs. But there is a lot more to look at here. So we're going to go with, if we can continue on, we are going to go ahead and do the next practice. We are going to go to mediums though. We're set up for 19 laps with low fuel usage and low pace mode. Which, you know, screw it. High fuel usage and on aggressive mode. I want to get around these laps as quickly as possible. We're going to stick with the current setup. Cornering's great. Straights are good. We still don't know what traction, stability and oversteer are like, but that is fine. If we head over here to Ocon, car setup as we go into this would be great and optimal. Beautiful, as you can see the optimal here. Hopefully the traction, stability and oversteer are all glorious. Run plan will be 19 laps, I guess. We're going to stick that on there and there. And they should now 4 and 3 match up. Let's go to practice 2. And we will auto practice 3. I was going to auto this one, but
another radio check.
I want to see how well we do.
Yeah, radio check.
Green light. How do you feel about doing another lap on this set?
Yeah, good stuff,
Okay.
guys. Feels
So-
good at the moment.
Ocon's happy with
Copy
setup,
that.
so we're going to bring him in and have a look at this setup and see if we can improve on it.
How's the balance for you?
Yeah, I think it's good, guys.
Alonso's also
Okay,
happy.
set.
So we're going to bring Alonso in as well. I want to have a look at his setup as well.
Esteban in.
Let's have a look at Esteban.
Copy that, Esteban.
%92%. Great optimal. I don't want to mess around with that, so we're going to leave him to do his thing on these tyres all the way through. So Alonso's coming in. Let's have a look at his setup. 81%. So there's improvement there. There is improvement there. I feel like we can do more. Oversteer is bang on optimal. So we want to try and improve these without messing up that too much. It's going to be really hard to do. It's not going to be that adjustment. Let's try and do this without adjusting everything all too much. So, having cocked around, my plan is to just do these minor changes here. As you can see, this doesn't affect much other than these two middle bits. So, my plan is to do it this way. It may be that we need to go... Oh, no, that reverts. It may be we need to go this way. I don't think there's much to change it. This could gain us another 2% or so. So we're going to go with it. We're going to stick with the same tyres, same running plan, everything. We're going to let him go on. So we moved it one way. We're going to send it the other way. Hopefully we'll see a minor improvement. I'm not expecting all too much. It'd be nice to get something extra out of this though. Because that little tweak went from 79 to... So if we revert 81%, and if we were to send that way, like so. We've got time to do this. We do need to set the run plan down to 13 laps. It's fine, we can stick with the same tyres, confirm that one. And we'll put this up to 16 speed, and we will hope we can get this done in time. Okay, so free practice and then qualifying. I keep saying we're not going to do this. We kind of feel like we are softs. We're on this untested, optimal, great, good on the straights. It'll be interesting to see how these improve. We're going to leave run plan as it is. We're going to put you on a soft as well. I want to put you on a soft. I'm actually going to put you on hards. I'm going to put you both on hards. Yeah, we're going to put them both on hards. Right, I'm going to have a look at it like this and see how it works. 83% is not too bad. Yeah, we'll let this run as is.
How's the bounce?
Yeah, I think it's good, guys.
Okay, so self-confidence is great. Let's have a look at Alonso. See how happy he actually is. Here he is, coming around this corner here. Last one to do, then into the pit. Let's have a look at him coming in. Ocon's just spun. But we are pushing him hard. On hards. Reconfigure. 84%, it is an improvement. Got two optimals there. Great, two goods. So we actually got worse than the cornering. Straights I can't improve. I'm going to take 84%. We do have time to mess around a bit more. 23 minutes left on this. I don't think he's got time to get a full knowledge off though. So I think we're going to keep on the hards. Just going to let him run.
Someone spun out.
And gain some more track knowledge at 72%. Ocon is at 94% track knowledge, 71% part knowledge. Alonso 72. So yeah, we want him to push that a bit more. We are going to give him a little bit of free rein on the hard tyres, just for the hell of it. See what kind of pace he can do. Okay, so practice 3 done. Ocon actually 5th and Alonso 14th. A lot of cocking around, getting setups done. 82% part knowledge, 89% track acclimatation, and 84% setup confidence, with 13 out of 15 on the performance bonus. Ocon 14 out of 15 performance bonus, 182 and 92%. I'm actually feeling relatively confident for Cube, but we'll see. We are going to go to softs. We're going to stick with what we know. We are going to just go with this. So we're going to sit back a little bit.
Check, Esteban. Radio check.
We're going to let a little bit of track rubber and track grip turn up. I'm not going to leave it mega late because I don't want to be stuck in traffic. So we'll wait until there's like 4 minutes left. We'll get a time, 1:33. So I feel like 4 minutes left should give us enough time to get a full flying lap out, but we'll see. Okay, with 6.5 minutes left, I think we are going to probably send out our first driver and then give him a gap before sending out our next one. So Ocon can go now, and Alonso can go at this point. So let's take control of Ocon. We'll have a look at Ocon. There he is. We should be able to see our timings here for each sector. See how we do. Obviously this is just a flying lap at the moment, so there's no need to worry about us there. Got green in that section though. Okay, so double green. So this is his lap starting. So proper flying lap at this point in time. Same for Alonso. To green. Always nice. And we're not going to improve on nothing, are we? Green for Alonso as well. Be nice to get an average compared to other drivers. So green, no purples just yet. Alonso green as well. And Ocon up in the 7th. Not bad at all. Hopefully that'll do the job. Alonso must have cocked up somewhere in the 7th. Wow, okay, okay. So 7th and 8th. Let's see if they stay there. Going to go up to 16 speed. I can't see there being much knockback
Looks like
here.
there's been a lockup.
There we go.
Good
Lovely.
session,
So Q1 done. 7th and 8th. Oh, 7th and 9th. Okay. Yeah, 7th and 11th. Jesus. Okay, so Q1, 7 and 11. Not too shabby. We'll head into Q2. Okay, so Ocon can go now. And Alonso can go now. So let's go over to Ocon. Have a look at Ocon. And we'll put this on this mode here so we can actually see the timings. Up into 8 for Ocon. Right, let's see how Alonso does. Does even. How long Alonso does. Alonso does. What's going on? I'm blaming tiredness. So final corner for Alonso here. And he is 7. Ocon being pushed down to 9th. Now we may lose a few more paces because there are more drivers coming in and doing laps. Although there won't be anyone left now. Bonus.
It was a good session all in all, I think. Still learned a lot.
8th, 10th. We are through to Q3. Very nice indeed. 8 and 10. So Alonso here. We need to look at Ocon. So Ocon's going to be... That's right. Ocon is on flying lap now. And again, so is Alonso. I don't know if he's going to manage a decent time. 1:31 is lead. Obviously, we're not going faster than that. We're at 1:25 coming to this final corner. I'll be very surprised if we break into the top 8. So he goes plus 5 seconds, so not the best of runs there for Esteban Ocon. I don't think it's going to be that great for Alonso either. 1:21, 1:23, 1:25 come around this corner. And he goes over the line, it's 2.23. Okay, that's fine, that's fine. I mean, we're still near the front, in the front half when it comes to the actual racing. I feel like maybe we got caught up in traffic. My decision to go out when we did probably wasn't the wisest. One of those things.
The time has come for these drivers to fight it out wheel to wheel. Race day has arrived.
Although we didn't.
Right, let's head to Bahrain for race day then. We're looking at partly cloudy, clear skies for the race. Best rate, well, practice 1:33. Actual qualifying 1:31.095. The 0.94 is actually the fastest time so far. With regards to our tyres, we are locked into some softs. I say we're locked into it, we're not. Let's go set up a strategy. So, car 1 strategy. So these are your standards. There's an A, B and a C. We can set a new strategy per driver, which is what we are going to do. We're going to do 2 stints. One on mediums, one on softs. Let's go with this. We'll create strategy D there for Mr. Alonso. We're going to stick with that one. Let's go into Ocon here, add any strategy. Now I'm feeling mediums as a one-stopper, but it will require us to not push hard. So it might be hard. Do I not have any hards? I don't have any spare hards. Right, so it's going to be a hard and a medium. Because we have to do, oh yeah, because we have to have at least 2 changes, don't we? We're going to go with D for Ocon. So we've got a pit early, a pit afterwards. The only time this may cock up is here. They kind of pit at the same time.
It's lights out and away we go.
Away we go, folks. We are looking at Fernando Alonso. What we're going to do straight off the bat is we are going to go attack and push for both drivers, because we're supposed to anyway. We are going to leave everything on the DRS on neutral, and we're going to hope that we can maybe gain a couple of positions here. Although it might be unlikely. We did not. 9 and 10. Shame. It would have been nice to have gained position in Malay, that is the start of the race. That being said, Alonso is looking to overtake Zhu. Fighting this bad, which is unexpected. Let's speed it up to 2. Alonso is making a move. Couldn't quite do it in time, but he was looking to do it. Has Alonso managed it here? Has Alonso managed it here? He's trying. On the inside, maybe. Yes, Alonso's managed to pull up position forward. He's up into 8. We are going to go standards. We're going to leave the the fuel as is. And the question is, can Ocon do the same?
That's a good overtake from Alpine.
Now, Alonso does look like he was trying to overtake Russell there. We are going to keep that on neutral. We're going to put that onto, that's fine. This is what we need to do right now. Is Alonso overtake DRS. Has used up all his battery, unfortunately, but can he pull ahead of any of these 3 drivers in front of him? Doesn't look like it. Hamilton's just ahead, Russell's just ahead, Gasly is just ahead. We go back to neutral for now. And on the inside, he does it up into 7th for Alonso there. Then now is the chance to maybe catch up with the 2 Mercedes.
That's a good overtake from Alpine.
He's done well to get on the tails again. Obviously, they've got the opportunity to pull away just a touch more. He has got excess fuel. I don't know how he's managing this. We have been pushing hard on that fuel for quite a while now. He's going to try it. Not going to quite get there in time. Ooh, nearly. No, he's had to hang back then. That's the issue. Does that and then has to stick the brakes on, loses a lot of speed, a lot of pace. Deploy on the inside. Has managed it onto the tail. There again. Right, let's move us up speed. And we've just double missed. We just literally, as I've pushed up the speed, we've missed a double overtake from Alonso, who's now up into 5th on the 2 Mercedes. Ocon has fallen away a little bit, unfortunately. He has got excess fuel, though, so we're going to try to use this. And we're going to go balanced here on the fuel for Alonso. Let's go head over to Alonso right now. Who's leading this pack? Come on, defend on the battery. We are going to pit on this one. And that's the plan, isn't it? So we're going to come out of the pit in
That's a good
15th,
overtake from
which
Alpine.
isn't too bad. It's not too bad at all. He's got the fastest lap on hards. So I'm feeling confident at the moment in Ocon's abilities. He is up into first. Very briefly, we are leading this race. And see, we have lost it again. Briefly, we were leading this race. So just coming back to look at these tyres here, we're on lap 34. Pretty sure that Alonso's probably going to have to pit before the end. Perez, Leclerc, Verstappen and Sainz all going to have to pit. I honestly think Ocon might be able to see out this race if we're clever. We're currently trending above the prediction. So if we are smart about this, we'll be able to finish up around about here on just this one stop. But that is the plan. And balanced. I think we're just going to take the fact that we're not going to take fifth. We're going to get fourth. We're going to get fifth and sixth, and just deal with it. Happy with that. We're not going to catch up with Perez. I doubt it anyway. Perez 47%. Yeah, he's not pitting. He's not pitting. But Ocon on the one pit, on the one stop. Very, very happy with that. We're just going to come into this final lap.
Was that a lock-up on the track?
Just the last lap now. Well, actually, it's not quite the last lap yet. We're going to see our final lap with Ocon. Let's bring him around the corner. Alright, so there we go. We are going to put Alonso onto everything. Try and get him the fastest lap. Bring him out to the lights. Put him pushed. Press and deploy. So we can get Alonso a new fastest lap, hopefully. We'll head over to Alonso actually, have a look at this. Ocon, may as well just, take it easy. Go conserve. Better for the environment, right? List. And all good so far. Hasn't got the fastest sector 1. Well, he has, I think. He's already got the fastest lap, so assume.
Max Verstappen over the
Verstappen's
finish line, and
Verstappen's run the race.
today's winner.
The Sainz and Leclerc for second and third. Perez going to take fourth. We're going to take 5 and 6, which is I'm cool with that.
Okay,
I'm
recharge
very
on, recharge on.
surprised by that.
Copy.
Let's just we're not going to get past that at this point. Let's just
All okay on fuel.
do this.
Okay,
Keep on the
copy.
tyres. I'll be very surprised if we manage to get a faster lap out of this, considering that one sector was just green, which was faster than the first sector, and the next one was slower.
Okay, buddy, and that's the checkered flag.
I mean, as it looks, it looks like we've got the fastest lap. And a 5 and 6, I'm
Paying off there, right there.
incredibly happy with 5
Pretty
and
pleased
6.
with that.
That's Harry Bottas got the fastest lap. What, final lap? Oh, look at this. Look at this. 3.25, 3.41. That is a ball ache. But we do walk away with 18 points. It would have been nice to walk away with 20 points. But very happy with that. We are third currently on the constructors, and our drivers are 5th and 6th. Experience gained there for Alonso and experience gained for Ocon. So at a certain point, by the way, I should point this out, you gain a certain amount of experience and you can improve your drivers. Very tasty indeed. And we did gain 4.7 million. 3.7 million from that race. Obviously outgoings, costings and all that. Manufacturing has been completed for the suspension and we should get the new team hub. We go to our inbox here. So, manufacturing, team hubs completed. Bahrain, exceeding expectations. Our confidence has grown. So, if we go to the board now, hopefully, medium race performance delighted. Ooh, very nice, very nice. Punching above our weight. Great game, great looking game. Honestly, I rate it. As someone who likes management games, this feels very much like another motorsport management game, shall we say. And I like that. It's just cleaner. It's cleaner, it looks better. So, I will be continuing one of these series, whether it's this one here with Alpine or the one I was doing with Williams. I'll be continuing that over on Twitch. and then I will upload hopefully edited down versions to YouTube. So if you want to see this live on Twitch, do feel free at twitch.com/kegmanplays, or no, it's not .com, is it? It's twitch.tv/kegmanplays. Can you tell I've been awake for 16, 17 hours already at this point in a really, really hot room recording? So yeah, feel free to join me over there. Obviously, comment, subscribe, like, all that jazz, all of the normal good stuff. And yeah, I'll see you when I see you. Oh, thanks again, Frontier, for the copy of the game. Appreciate the early access to that. Take care, folks.